Heinemann is known as a very competent and fast-acting company, but please do not conclude from the fact that they opened one day before us that they were faster or better than our airport people. The importance of the business, as all of you know who have some insight into aviation and airports, has grown tremendously over the years, and for an airport operator like us, it's so important to increase the service and the wide range of products, the quality of an airport that is more and more associated to such functions about food and beverage, about the retail offer and the duty-free offer. These are key elements nowadays besides the pure classical infrastructure function. So that's why I believe this is a very, very important element of the new Skycore terminal.
And to me, the Skycore is a major step up for Budapest Airport in terms of shopping and dining facilities.
Gunn, there's nothing quite like a live interview, especially when you've got a lot of extraneous noises just before the official launch opening of Skycore here. So I'm sure the audience will forgive us the occasional piano interference. This is really a tremendous achievement. It continues the rollout of the Heinemann brand, and here at Budapest we see its very latest execution. How pleased are you with the result?
I have to say, what I see and what I've seen today, believe it or not, was the first time I saw it. I saw the plans, and I saw when the shop was starting to be erected, and now what I see, I'm totally happy, and I've stronger than ever believe in the concept of the store with the stages, with the regionals, which are very strong here, and also I feel home in Budapest. Not because I have a Pushta temperament, but I feel home here because the people who work with us in the management here of the airport are very much minded to what we're doing. They understand what we are doing, and they understand the importance of a good shop, a good entertainment for the customers, etc.
Budapest is really a very significant investment for you. It stands at about €3.5 million. And I understand that you're estimating that the turnover here in year one is going to be around €50 million. Yeah. Just how much of an increase is that likely to be?
It's an increase of around 22%. And we strongly believe, when you know how the shops look like that we currently run here, and they are really too small for the business we can take here. So this is a walk-through shop at its best in terms of the conceptual situation. And that is why we are firmly believing in these projections. We believe really that it's going to happen. We can make it.
The Heinemann brand is about 18 months old now in terms of its application into airport retail. How would you measure its success to date?
We succeeded in bringing our people, our staff behind the brand and making them, it's a bit overdone maybe say, but making them ambassadors for the brand. We have heard a lot of good compliments of customers who say the people are so much more service-minded than ever. And when I talked this morning to my people here, I had the same impression. They are delighted to work in such a shopping environment. And I think this is the first step. Before you win the customer, you have to win your people.
It's Budapest today and St. Petersburg, well, almost tomorrow. Brand goes there too.
Yes, and there's Vienna to come on a larger scale in the new Skylink, and there's Berlin to come. So yes, we are on our way. Budapest is important for us because it's in the southeastern part of Europe, a strong market, and we wanted to be here, and we wanted to have the opportunity, and the opportunity was given to us through these enormous, well-done space allocation here. It was an excellent opportunity.
Well, it really doesn't get much better than this, does it? I mean, we're 2 hours away from the launch of Skycourt to the International and Trade Press. Tomorrow it's the airport's turn. You must be delighted with the overall result.
Yeah, actually, the impression which you get is fantastic. A more general comment to airports. If you have a space like this one with 1,500 square meters, you should have a height of 4 meters. Often this is disturbed by very low ceilings. I've recently been in Asia, have seen fantastic shops with very low ceilings, you feel depressed, and this general feeling should be a target for every airport. If you see the shop itself, we have put all of perfume on the left side, in very clear black for fragrance and white for cosmetics. On the right side we have first of all what you see, I think behind me, the regional area, which is quite huge in Budapest. We will achieve more than 20% of turnover by regional products, which is one of our highest. We have liquor, tobacco and the chocolates and other food stuff actually. In the back wall we have decided to put the fashion and accessories in a new statement, first time as a part of our brand. And again, the overall impression is, of course, the more space we have, the clearer the advantages of our brand system come out. And this is so far our biggest shop of the Heinemann brand. And if you know what we have realized here before in turnover in very tiny shops, the expectations are of course high.
I think it's the sheer size and scale of this operation that really creates such a dramatic impact. And the footprint is similar, but actually very different from the other Heinemann brand executions. But this is part of your policy, isn't it? You adapt to each individual market.
Yeah, I mean, if you see generally what did we want to achieve with the Heinemann brand? Let's say a better, more interesting duty-free outlet. But if we would do the same at every airport, actually, it would fail. Every landlord here, Mr. Lammers and Alan Borg, can expect that if we Heinemann are at various airports, that we do everything to do the turnover here. You could also argue Heinemann makes a turnover here or here or here. So we have to do a lot of efforts that every shop looks unique, and the target is always you should feel, yes, I'm buying at Budapest duty free, I'm buying at Hamburg duty free, I'm buying at Berlin duty free, for example. And this has to be achieved. Otherwise, also our brand would look all the same, and this is boring again.
So when you say that the brand, Heinemann brand, puts a face on duty free, you really believe in it?
Yeah, definitely. Peter, you know, and now we are coming here with 1,400 square meters. Before we had 2 shops or 5 shops of each 400. The turnover will be much better, and this is not because of the brand. The brand is a long-term issue, and what is important that we are now in country number 4 after we have changed all shops in Germany, Austria, Slovakia, and now Hungary. And this year Russia will follow in St. Petersburg. Next year Norway will follow, and this is more important that we roll out the brand to get the international awareness.
Let's go back to the regionals a second. You talked about it only representing around 20%, but I thought the expectation was actually it would deliver a higher number than that. I mean, it's a very, very different offer from what we've seen elsewhere. I mean, very sharp focus on liquor, salamis, meats and so on, because that's really what the customers here wants to buy. They want to take it back as a real memory of their visit here.
Yeah, but I mean, 20%, if you see it from old times, is a huge proportion of non-duty-free products, actually. And you are quite right. The number of products is quite limited. We are selling very high amounts of quantities at very limited issues. Wine, Hungarian wine is running fantastic. So we have even decided to take all the international wine out, actually, because Hungarian don't buy international wine, they buy Hungarian wine, and international travelers buy also Hungarian wine. So we are concentrating on that.
And I understand you've still got about 20 wineries to go around to pick and mix and create a slightly different selection from what you have perhaps currently.
This was a nice proposal, but I think our purchasing team will do that, and I better stick out.
And again, part of the whole face of the Heinemann brand is the service counter. How has that developed in your experience in the last 18 months since you first offered it at Hamburg? What other functions are they performing? What do you expect to see them doing here? More of the same or fine-tuned?
2 things. The direct service is, for example, that people are asking for products which we don't have on the shelves and they are ordering them. They're also picking up their pre-orders, for example, and this business is growing. It's actually growing on a high percentage, on a still relatively low level, but it will certainly be a part of our future. Next phases, and you heard it this morning, the target is for me and my team, given by ourselves, 1 million direct addresses in 5 years. That means, of course, the long-term vision for the brand is that we have global connection to a lot of consumers, direct connection who can achieve all the services which we offer at every Heinemann shop wherever they are traveling.
Is that part of your Heinemann and Me project, or is it too soon to talk about that?
Well, Heinemann and Me is officially launched now, because this is a name given to this project based on an e-business platform which we have established in Hamburg, which enables us for pre-order, for home deliveries, where appropriate and possible by customs. And actually this 2011 is not only the start in Budapest, it's also the start of this project. We will start in Frankfurt and Hamburg again, in our hometowns, let's say, where we can control all these processes which have to work. And well, home delivery, for example, is growing in Hamburg quite fast. People have to learn it, we have to communicate it, but it will be a part of our future. Convenience and more service will enter duty-free, that's for sure.
Just coming back to the shop, there are lots of new features here which you've already alluded to, but if there was one defining statement that you could have that reflected what this shop means to you, what would it be?
Actually, the Hungarian regional area. I like this very much. I mean, we have always taken a local designer. We have learned by that. It's always an issue by form and function. In the end, we have to sell, and I think this solution here is quite impressive regarding pressure of merchandise and regional design, and I think it fits very well in. It has also a dimension, again, that makes it visible, and this is of course a question of the size of the shop.
If there was one sentence that you think could accurately define the impact of this brand new Sky Court, what would it be?
I would say there are two words that come to my mind, and that's customer experience. We are now in the middle of this magnificent duty-free shop. Now, this is not the only magnificent duty-free shop. I mean, in the world there are quite a few of those. What you will experience here, though, as a customer, a passenger, right after security coming into the shop, is that you are immediately aware of the shopping offer around you. Beyond the shop, you will be able to see the terminal, and you will be able to see the Gondel Cafe as a focal point. And then you have the huge glass facade behind the gondel, and you can see airplanes, which means you have a combination of shop, terminal, and airport in the same experience. Not many airports are able to deliver this, and I think that's really the clue of the customer experience you have when entering this shop.
How would you define your business partnership with Heinemann? What makes it so special?
It's, I think, everything what you expect from a good partnership. It is the long-term reliable partnership. So over the years, when you have seen all the developments and have major challenges managed successfully, then also if you look into the future, how strong is the future, how strong is your business partner with own ideas, and that is, I think, besides the third very important element, that is always the people. It's a business people like everywhere, but especially at an airport. And if you're in a business at the airport and having partners like Heinemann, it is, I think, an excellent, a wonderful basis for you to develop the airport in the joint interest to have really a win-win for everybody.